How you doing, everyone? This is Living to Learn. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, first of all, I want to say thanks for taking time out to check them out. I hope that they are interesting. I hope that they're helpful. And I hope that I can provide something of substance. That is the point of me doing these videos, just sharing from the heart, sharing from my mind, my experiences, and my opinion on certain subjects. We are going to be covering how to deal with differences of opinion peacefully. Why is that important? Why should we care? Well, I'll tell you what, if it's not important to you, you don't have to watch this. You don't have to agree with me. I'm okay with that. Again, that's another difference of opinion, right? But before we get started, I just want to encourage you to do two things. Number one, subscribe to my channel. That always helps me out a lot. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to go into the description of this video, either right now or when I'm done recording, and look at my handle for TikTok and Instagram. It's at Live to Learn Coaching. That's at Live, the number 2, Learn Coaching. And follow me on those platforms. That's also where you can communicate with me. If you have a suggestion, if you have a question, if you want to know more about what I offer as a coach, I'm happy to help. Just reach out to me. Second thing in the description is a few opportunities for you to donate to my channel financially. Now, this is not something that you have to do, but it does help me to continue to be consistent in recording this content, putting out these videos on a weekly, sometimes on a daily basis. So those of you that have already contributed financially, I want to thank you especially, and everyone for watching. Thanks a lot. So what are we talking about today? Well, I got a little outline here in front of me. Why is it important to deal with differences in opinion peacefully? Well, for me, the most common sense answer, again, this is my perspective, is that if I can't handle someone's opinion being different than mine, I'm going to have a lot of unnecessary drama. I'm going to have a lot of unnecessary, aggression. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot of unnecessary stress and wasted energy. Now, does that mean that I don't have strong opinions? Absolutely not. I do. And I respect if you have some as well. I'm not saying be a doormat. I'm not saying be agreeable with everyone. That's just not the way the world works. And even when we try to be that way, it always ends up worse for us. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to what you believe. Stay true to your opinion on the subject. However, if you're unable to navigate this life, if you're unable to navigate the social landscape because you don't want to encounter anyone who thinks about things differently than yourself, I'm telling you right now, you're missing out on a lot of life, and you're missing out on a lot of opportunities to learn. Now, I want to give you a little bit of my story, my background, and how I came to becoming a life coach and aspiring to be a life coach. I always had just a natural inclination to be personable. I've always got along well with people. I always had a lot of friends. I was just someone that people could get along with. I was just someone that is just very social and just comes naturally to me. And I'm also someone who grew up, fairly privileged. And I say that, with all humility, because there's a lot of things that I've had in my life that a lot of people have never experienced. Family togetherness, unity, encouragement, wisdom available whenever I needed someone to talk to, whenever I needed a shoulder to lean on, someone just to hear me out, someone just to listen to me. I've always had that. And I realize that that's a value. There's something there that money can't buy. So that's where I'm coming from. Now, there was a time where I thought a certain way and I no longer think that way. Now, how do you think that came to come about? It wasn't that just one day I decided, well, I'm just going to change my mind on things. No, it came gradually. First, I was resistant to anything that did not agree with what I thought was true. And then as I proceeded to meet people, individuals, who, although we didn't see eye to eye, I saw things in them, I saw things about them that really had me thinking, maybe the way I see it is not the way it actually is. And if you've been watching my channel long enough, you know I love to quote Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I will always encourage you to read that book. If you haven't read it, please do. That book changed my life. He has a very important line in that book. I don't have it written down, so excuse me if I mess it up. But he says, what you see is not the problem. The problem is the way you see it. You see, each of us has been conditioned based on our upbringing, based on a lot of different things, why we see things the way that we do. So when we form an opinion on something, which again, I'm encouraging you to do that. Having an opinion means that you've thought through something, okay? Unless it's an assumption. That's like a lazy form of an opinion. And I'm guilty of that as well. And I think that's dangerous, and I think it's it's kind of disrespectful to ourselves and to our minds, because we shouldn't have to assume. We all have the ability to formulate our own thoughts and draw a conclusion. So when it comes to that, I'm all for it. However, how do I deal with someone who doesn't agree with me? How do I deal with their opinion in a peaceful manner? And I want to say this, one of the things that's really helped me is that I have decided that no matter what a person thinks, no matter what their opinion is, it could be total opposite of my opinion on a certain subject, on anything. Until I can sit down and listen to them and hear them out without getting triggered, without getting all flustered and angry and letting it upset me, I'm not in a position to choose my opinion as being higher than theirs, as being more correct or more accurate than theirs. I've got to understand both sides of it. Now, again, this is my video, this is my channel, this is my opinion. This is my perspective. We're talking about opinions here. If you don't agree, that's fine. You don't have to agree. I'm not telling you to agree. I'm not telling you, hey, this is what you have to do. I'm just throwing it out there. And for the next week, for the next few days, that's what we're going to cover. We're going to talk about the different aspects, understanding differences in opinion. Why are there so many? How to actively listen to someone, because we're always looking to respond, right? We always have an answer ready. We've got to learn how to change that if we want to learn, if we want to open our minds a little bit. How to have empathy, how to have respect. All those things we're going to cover throughout the week. So this is just an introductory video to give you what this week's theme is about, and that is understanding and dealing with differences of opinion in a peaceful manner. Why peaceful? Because to me, I think that's the most beneficial outcome for ourselves and our interaction with other people. Not everyone's going to be like you. Not everyone's going to be like me. We just have to face that fact. We need to learn how to deal with it in a way that's not going to take our energy away from us when we could be using that to develop more thought or do something more positive. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Again, please subscribe, please share, leave me some comments, send me a message on Instagram or TikTok. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.